I'm different to the people I meet. I look like you, talk like you, but I'm not you. I'm the bait. You're the meal. My family and I travel around the Australian outback, and we move on quickly after a kill. But after a hunt went bad, we had to break one of our rules that's been keeping us alive. Never stay in a town too long. So now we have to lay low and return to the outback as soon as we can. But I've broken another rule now. Never fall for the food. When monsters know, we're a family.
Thank you. Patricia Moore, it's a live action 10x10 digital series aimed at 18 to 35-year-olds. Set in the Australian outback, our loving family travels from town to town in a bus, never staying for more than a few days at a time. Think the bus from Priscilla, but instead of hiding sequins and fake eyelashes, this bus hides a large refrigeration unit, allowing the family to keep their food fresh and, importantly, keep them on the road. And by food I mean people. People who have been lured in and killed by our hungry family of cannibals. Our series has 4 main narrative forces: the cult, the Moore family, our 16-year-old protagonist Patricia herself, and of course Outback Australia. 6 years ago, the family escaped a deadly cult. This cult is responsible for their addiction to human flesh and has been chasing them ever since. The cult's name is Tio Lawn, and its members are called Vaulters. We don't meet Tio Lawn in all their glory until season 2, but in season 1 we encounter a vaulter who creates the inciting incident for our series. In a vicious confrontation, the bus's refrigeration unit is badly damaged, forcing the family to anchor down in the town for the first time ever. It's a tourist town. This is where all hell breaks loose, and the entire rest of the series plays out. We will fall in love with the Moores. Absolutely. Uncle Richie, Marnie, Patricia, and little Charlie. Their inhumane acts will be forgiven by our audience as their love for each other and their desperate need for survival is driving everything. They represent humanity at its best and also at its worst. But even with a family unit this close, there are many secrets. Patricia has been lied to by her family since she was a child. The narrative reveals to Patricia that the cult, Tio Lawn, is real. It's very real. And this adds more conflict to what is already a very, very trying circumstance for the family. Then we have Patricia. Beautiful Patricia, our 16-year-old protagonist. She's the focus, she's the heart, and she's the center of the series. And it's her actions that break the family apart. As Patricia goes hunting in the new town, she meets Toby, and she's instantly attracted to this guy. This major love story, it mirrors a Romeo and Juliet sort of play, and it's Patricia's 16-year-old hormones that are raging, and she really falls for this guy, but it's a love she cannot have, but one she can also not deny. Patricia's mum and uncle recognise this infatuation and insist that she bring Toby home for dinner, and it's not as a guest if you get my drift. This internal and external conflict poses an important dramatic question for our protagonist. Will Patricia remain loyal to her family, or will she rebel and take a chance to be a normal 16-year-old girl? And then there's Outback Australia. The extreme heat, the dry red dust. If you want to go and avoid unnecessary human contact, kill people and move on, Outback Australia is the place to do it. You should all come over and hang out there. You might just die and get eaten. Patricia Moore is a very cinematic series. Moments of standout gore that the horror genre is famous for will be perfectly balanced by Patricia's journey and her played out with gut-wrenching drama, pathos, humour, and sorrow, making this a very unique and extremely appealing series. The end of season 1 perfectly sets up season 2, where we delve deeper into the cult and explore the rules, the rituals, and the world of T.O. Lorne. Check out their website, and please, feel free to sign up if you dare. Now I'd like you to welcome the genius creator, writer, and director who flew all the way from Sydney just to be with you, Anne, in your lovely shoes for the Q&A.
Thank you.
Blake Fraser, ladies and gentlemen.
There we are.
Okay, I'm a bit scared now to
Don't be scared.
Okay. I can't even think of falling in love again. Otherwise I'd eat them. So, terrible. It scares me. Blake, thank you for being here from all
Thank
the
you
way
for having me.
from so far away.
Pleasure.
Okay, your series is about cannibalism.
Yes, correct.
What is cannibalism about? How cannibalism is representing and mirrors with the today's society? Why did you choose that strong theme?
Well, I mean, with cannibalism, there's many sort of parts of it that's sort of occurred in, it's been history. We've had it in, there's tribes, they kill their foes and they eat them to absorb their power, right? And then there's, the animal kingdom actually has cannibalism right through it as well, and they usually do it because, to cull back, there's their foes, and also there's a way about culling the who's going to eat their food, and they'll actually ingest their foes as well. So, today, big business, they absorb small businesses in a way to kill the competition and absorb their grounds. And social media as well, we're taught to on every platform possible to spread ourselves out and take as much areas as possible and claim your space, as much to the point where you claim other people's space. So I think it's part of the natural sort of thinking that was sort of brought to this point. I think it's very apparent now.
Your series is going to be visual with a strong artistic challenge and will and sense in your...
Absolutely. I mean, first of all, with the Australian Outback, we're going for scope, of course. It's going to be a cinematic experience. So you'll be seeing those lush landscapes, but also it's going to be very grounded as well. I want us as an audience to completely relate to the family, and so the cinema is going, it's going to be sort of, we'll see them in a way that feels very related, but also the music track we played in the trailer, we want to bring true Australian anthems to the series as well. And so that way, it sort of harks back to our Australian cinema before. We used to play music like that all the time. And so one of the characters, Richie, Uncle Richie, he actually he adores that music. He actually wants to be a rock star, but he's a cannibal, so he can't be. But he actually has a playlist.
It could be on spare time.
Maybe, yeah. Well, he dreams. That's his way. Is they all need, all the family members to have hope and ways of coping in this world. They're killing people. So how they stay together is they find ways to carry on with themselves and love each other. So Richie plays music, and they do it to muffle the sound of people they're killing in the van, but also it's a way of juxtaposing the situation for the audience to kind of just ease off the horror and kind of in a way sort of Tarantino approaches a lot of things, which is plays music that plays against the scene. But we want this sort of thing to be a sort of horrific, but also sort of crazy and fun and really enjoyable.
Okay, thank you very much. It's very innovative. Thank you very much for attending. As you can see, short form are not small stories. Short form are big stories, bigger than life or close to your life. So thank you for attending. Have a look at all these web series. Thank you for the presenter. Thank you for the juries who took the time to discover all these, good talent.